Hey guys, we're going to get right into it. As you see on the title, this video is about how I was able to reach 4,000 subscribers in less than 6 months. I actually did it in 5 months, and I did it not really knowing I was working on doing it. What I did in the beginning, I started working on subscribers, if I could do it again, I would say work towards your watch hours. The subscribers will come. They'll come as you're working on your watch hours. And but I did it the opposite way, and it worked for me. So the first, I want to say 60 days, I was really big on getting my subscribers up, so then I can focus on one particular chunk of it, which was the watch hours. I was posting videos, posting content all the time, always, which I loved content. I was posting content. Once I was able to go live, I was going live. That's how my subscribers came, through my live. If you go back onto the channel, there is a video that I did create, and I uploaded on how I got my first 1,000 subscribers in less than 60 days. It wasn't hard at all. The subscribers will come. What's meant for you, who's meant for you, you guys will cross paths, I promise you. What I started doing after posting content, I was able to go live, and that's what I did. I went live. I was terrified. I was terrified. However, I knew this was something I wanted, so I was gonna charge through it. And whatever was coming up against my results, I was gonna fight back. And that's what I did. I began to go live, and there was a guy who came into one of my chats, and he simply said, "You have something here. Go live 100% and then reverts back to your content." And that's what I did. I went live, and I was very consistent with it. Sometimes I was going live 2 to 3 times a day. Sometimes I was going live once a day. Excuse me. Sometimes I wouldn't go live because I felt like I was getting burnt out, and I never wanted it to feel like I was forcing it. I wanted it to be natural, because that's what this is all about. This is not something that you're going to force. This is not something you're going to make yourself do. No, if you want to be a content creator, you're going to do it because you want to do it. This is not a punishment or anything like that. If it's something that's a burning passion within yourself, you too can do it. Again, I started going live, and I didn't know how to check watch hours. I was looking at the wrong thing. I was looking at total watch hours, which is totally wrong. Totally wrong. Not knowing I was supposed to be looking at public watch hours. So someone told me, was like, "Oh, how many watch hours do you have?" So I'm giving them the number. They was like, "Wow, that's a lot for somebody new." Come to find out, I was giving them the number for the total watch hours. So once I got squared away on what I was supposed to be looking at, the number, I said, okay, the number was totally different. Totally different. I said, okay, I have some work to do, because I have to get to 4,000. So as time went on, I kept grinding. I kept being consistent. Even when I got disappointed, I discouraged, when I got frustrated, I kept going, because I knew I had a goal in mind. Started going live, started checking my watch hours, and I'm not gonna lie, I was stalking YouTube Studio. I was always checking, because I found out how they were updating, and I began to get into the rhythm of their pattern, what they were doing. So I got myself a planner, and what I would do, I would put my starting number, because I was starting, even though there was a small number there, a low number there, that was my starting point. And what I started doing, and I'm not suggesting this to anyone, because this can actually be very stressful. Now looking back, it can be stressful. So what I did, I started jotting down my numbers so I can see where I was and how I could keep the momentum going. What I started doing about maybe 30, no, about maybe 2 weeks after I started doing that, like consistently and checking my numbers, what I started doing after that was gauging, okay, if, and I started like adding up how many watch hours I was actually doing in a week. Once I got that average number, I said, okay, if I could do this in a week, then I know if I can keep it up, I know by this date I should be on track. So I talked to someone and she said it's definitely doable. What I started doing, which I do regret, I started, um, I want to say, I started getting to a point where this is what I breathe. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I can say it might not have been such a good thing because I woke up to YouTube Studio, I went to bed to YouTube Studio. I was always checking, I was always counting, I was always writing down. Um, I'm not saying it was a horrible thing, it worked for me. If I were to suggest anything, it would be don't stress yourself out over it. Maybe don't write it down. I write it down because I wrote it down because I need to see things. I'm a visual person, so I need to see things. I need to see my progression. I don't want to wait a week and see, okay, it started out here on Sunday, we're at Saturday here, let's see what we did. No, I need to see as I'm going. So that's how it worked for me. I did that. If I'm looking to the side, it's because I have some notes over here. So after that, I can honestly say, when I started focusing on my watch hours, I stayed focused. I didn't care what somebody said. Oh, well, you don't have to do it this way. And I didn't care about that. I knew what I wanted, and I knew I was going after it. I was chasing what I know I wanted, what my heart wanted, and that was to be monetized on YouTube. I want to say about the third month, maybe the fourth month, is when it was the fourth month. The fourth month, I reached 3,000 watch hours. I was elated. I was super proud of myself because I was like, wow, if I could get to 3,000, if I can get to 3,000, I know I only have 1,000 to go. Once I reached the 3,000 and I saw that email saying, welcome to YouTube Partner Program, something like that. I'm like, what? Like what? Even though it wasn't the complete monetization, I was super proud of myself because I knew if I could get that far, I just had to go a little bit further. So I got that email, and you get access to different things once you get the 3,000, but you still have to get that extra 1,000 to get monetization, get the money for it. So I'm like, okay, I'm here. I'm at 3,000. I'm here. I'm in this. We're doing this thing, and I could see the end of the line. So I kept going live. I kept going live. Kept going live, and I got tired. I got frustrated. Sometimes I got overwhelmed. Guys, I am so sorry. I am doing this video at the end of a day. Um, I got overwhelmed sometimes. There were times I even cried because it was just so close, but yet so far. And I kept grinding and I kept grinding, and I thank God I have an amazing community of people that I have built that push me. And I say when I say they push me, and it's nice to have people like that in your corner that's going to push a dream that you want to help make it become a reality. And I'll never forget about a day before. maybe two, it was like a day before. I went to bed, I wrote down, went on YouTube Studio, and I wrote down the number that I had. Woke up the next day, no change. I'm like, no, it was 2 days before, 2 days before, no change. The next day, it moved like maybe, I needed like 10 more hours. It moved like 7.5. And I'm like, what? So I needed like 2.5 to get the 4,000. Mind you, YouTube calculates their things on a totally different schedule than we calculate in on a calendar. So I woke up and I was like, I need 2.5. It seemed like forever for me to get that 2.5. When I say I was upset, I was upset. I was really upset, not knowing that YouTube, their stuff is calculated on a different schedule. So I really had the 4,000 before I saw I had the 4,000. And I can honestly say that this has definitely been a journey. Even though, and I'm going to say this because I didn't really know this, nobody really told me this. I'm literally coming into this not knowing anything, and just kind of winging it. No mentor, nobody that I can actually call that's really like in this YouTube thing that I could call and be like, yo, I don't know what to do, like, or what's next, or what do I have to look forward to, or what should I prepare for. I didn't have that. I'm literally winging this. And I what oh, I'm sorry. One thing I'm going to say, and I'm going to make this real clear because it needs to be clear. Once you receive your 4,000 watch hours, that's when the work begins. Getting subscribers, getting watch hours, yeah, that's where it is. I'm not going to tell nobody it's a walk in the park because it's not. It's not hard. As long as you're consistent, it can be done. It can definitely be done. Um, and if you're consistent, though, you have to be consistent. Um, your work starts when you get monetized. Yeah. Once you get 4,000, that's when the real work begins. That's when it's like, wait, what? Wait, that video only got me how much money? That live only got me what? Yeah, yeah, right. That's when the grinding starts. I can honestly say I am learning a great deal. Before I got into YouTube, before I got into this, I was looking at these people on here like, oh, these just some people that got a whole bunch of money, and I don't know how they got on this here social media, but they on here, but they already have money. These real people with real lives, where life be lifing, real family situations, real stories, real journeys. And I think it's very important. I know it's very important that if you go into YouTube, being a content creator and or influencer, whatever you want to call yourself, make sure it's something that your heart wants. Some, there's people on here doing mukbangs, pranks. I love pranks, inspiration, different things. My channel is supposed was initially supposed to be me being 56 years old, retiring and relocating. God shifted it. And now it's inspiration, motivation, and uplifting. And I thank God for the shift. In learning it, and I say do it when your heart is in it, because in doing it, I'm speaking for me, in doing it in the shift that I just said, I'm learning so much about me. I'm learning so much about my walk with God. I'm learning so much about, wow, like, this is me. So much that I had pushed down, that now is slowly coming up, and I'm very excited about the journey. I'm typically a very quiet person, but I love to laugh. I love to smile. I like to make other people laugh. I'm not a comedian, but I can say I have a passion for people. I have a passion for souls. I am empathetic. Not everyone is empathetic. I want to help you. I want to help that person that is trying to figure out, like, dang, how am I going to stretch this $10? Or, God, I don't know if I can hold on. Yeah, I need you. I need you. So I say, to go into this with the mindset of, not only does this look fun, but wow, I can help some people. People that do pranks, I don't even know if they realize how they probably help so many people that are sad because they're funny. So yeah, so tying all this up, getting 4,000 watch hours is doable. It's doable in less than 6 months. It's very doable, but you have to be consistent. With me, it was through going live. I learned when I started going live and really having nice chats. I mean, sometimes the chats weren't cool. They weren't. Sometimes they were short. Sometimes they were long and very engaging. And when you see that number from one chat jump up 72 watch hours, 100 watch hours, 105, not all of them did that, but quite a few did. Yeah, that's how I did it. That's how I did it. So I say to you, if this is something you want, go after it. If this is something you want, chase it. Chase it. If this is a passion within you, do it. Do it. It can be done. And I say this from the bottom of my heart. It can be done even if you don't know what you're doing. It can be done. It can be done. If you're afraid, if you're nervous, do it scared. Do it nervous. Yeah, do it. If I could do it at my age, you can do it at your age. So until the next chat, until the next video, take care, be well, and have an amazing day on purpose. Bye.